heartbreaking health drama surrounding our wonderful monarch of 70 years, Our Gracious Majesty the Queen. But what is the true story behind, as ever, those baffling headlines? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Lovely to see you today. Hope you're all keeping well. Also, thank you for your lovely comments about the Top of the Pops albums as well. Glad you remember those. You know, I didn't know if they'd gone around the world. Apparently though, according to some of you, they've now become collector's items, so I'm not surprised. You know, they were great value, as I said. You got all the top tracks, beautifully sung, beautifully produced and arranged, all for a few pence. A lot cheaper than buying the originals, you know. But don't tell the artists that, of course, because they lost out big time. I'll just leave that one there. We might get into trouble, you know what I'm saying? Back as ever though to your breaking story of the day. This really only centres on our gracious monarch, of course Her Majesty the Queen, currently residing up at her summer retreat, Balmoral. We know this is her particular favourite because, well, you know, she's spoken about it herself. It's a place where she truly can relax. And when you think about it, you know, we all want somewhere like that, don't we? You know, somewhere to escape to, you know what it's like, kick your shoes off, peel your eyelashes off, you know what I'm saying, girls. So people don't necessarily see the veneer, as it were, you know, behind it. And I'm sure Her Majesty the Queen is no different. Obviously, she has people assisting her. She's not actually staying in the main castle right now. She's staying in a small holding just off the castle because they've had it adapted. And this is really where the stories come from. As you know, in a few days' time, we're going to be announcing our brand new Prime Minister over here in the United Kingdom. Still a battle between the former Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak, and of course Liz Truss. Not quite sure who's going to be winning this particular battle. But of course, normally when we get a Prime Minister, everybody then has to go and meet Her Majesty the Queen, where she asks them to form a government. It's a pivotal moment, in fact, in their career, because really it's a gracious moment. You know, it's one that they can actually say, you know, the monarch of the time asked me to form a government. It's normally done between Windsor and Buckingham Palace. There are now rumours rife that this now could be undertaken up at Balmoral with a very fast-track plane taking the potential Prime Minister up there. So how true is the story? Well, so far, let me just tell you, it's pure speculation, because obviously this will be the very first time, if this was to be undertaken, that would have been the case, you know. What truly happened way back in 1952, the only difference was Winston Churchill then met, of course, the monarch off the plane following the sad demise of her father. So there was a situation there, not dissimilar. But on a more historical note, this really would be really groundbreaking. But so far, what we can tell you is this really all depends on how well and how comfortable our gracious monarch feels. A lot of people have been really cruel online, you know, but let's not forget, this is a lady of a certain age, still actively working, still looking at the red boxes, still looking across at all government papers, even though she's on holiday, and rightly so. But can we really expect someone of that age to come all the way back down to London for a meeting that lasts normally an hour, then turn around and go back on holiday again? I would suggest that whoever becomes our next Prime Minister makes that very gracious effort of moving forward and making the first move to say, whatever suits you, Your Majesty. After all, let's not forget, the Prime Minister is a servant of the monarch. As ever, when I find out more, you'll be the first to know. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.